you guys, it's Sal here. A very warm welcome back to another perfume video. I hope you're doing well, and oh my goodness you guys, I am super excited today to be showing you all of the new perfumes which I have recently added to my perfume collection. As you've probably noticed on my channel recently, I have done two huge declutter videos, and pretty much the majority of all of the fragrances which I showed in those declutter videos have now found new homes. So I am now allowing myself to do more haul videos essentially. I am now purchasing new fragrances again. I have bought quite a few new ones which I'm going to be showing you, and I will be buying some new ones over the course of the next few weeks most likely, just because I got rid of so many perfumes, you guys. Like, my whole collection has completely changed. I am still very much continuing with my slow buy year because that is something which is really important to me. I am definitely being very mindful about which ones I purchase, and I am going to be very mindful as well of the amount of bottles which I own, and because, as I say, I got rid of so many bottles, I sold so many, and that basically brought my collection right down to a much more manageable size for myself. So anyway, without further ado, let's get started with today's video. So first up today, I think I'll just show you these little miniature fragrances which I purchased. I was really intrigued by the Gaultier Scandal line in general, as some of you guys may already know if you watched my wishlist video. Actually, one of my subscribers messaged me on Instagram to let me know that you could buy a little travel size of the original Scandal from, I think it's Look Fantastic, and I was super happy that she told me about this because it meant that I could purchase the travel size, which was much cheaper, and actually there's quite a lot in here. 15ml actually is in this, so obviously that's more than enough to give it a good old try, you know. So I ordered this from, I think it was Look Fantastic, I'll double check though. But yeah, I ordered this because I really wanted to try it. And I'm glad that I just ordered the travel size in a way, because I don't think I'll be purchasing the full bottle. This is such a nice fragrance, and it kind of, in a way, it's everything that I hoped it would be, but for some reason, I think maybe even because it's so strong, I kind of get nose blind to it, and I think it is because it's so explosive with the projection and the performance and everything. Sometimes if a fragrance is so strong like that, I can smell it for a bit at the start and then my nose just gets fatigued or something like that because it's so strong, and then I just don't really smell it after a while. That kind of happened with this. I mean, I'm going to test it out more again, like I've only worn it a few times, but I think perhaps because it's so strong, my nose just gets a little bit overwhelmed with it. This is a really beautiful, strong, honey kind of fragrance, and I really like it. I'm glad that I have the travel spray, because actually this is the kind of fragrance that everyone around you will definitely be able to smell, because it is so strong. So I think I'm really glad that I have this size, because I will definitely reach for it every now and then, but I'm just not 100% sure as it stands right now whether or not I would be looking to invest in a full bottle, but it is very nice. So that is Jean Paul Gaultier, the original Scandal. I also got, and this was in the same order, so this one is Scandal à Paris, and I really loved the sound of this one as well, and as it happens I actually got this as a free gift in my order, which was super lucky. It's a really fruity version of Scandal. It's also lighter. I would say this is much better suited to, say, your spring and summer. The notes of this fragrance, if I remember correctly, it's pear, you have your jasmine as well, and honey. It's not as complex, it's kind of quite a simple fragrance, but it's really nice. I really like this one. The only thing about this fragrance, to me, it's beautiful, but it somewhat reminds me of like apple juice, or like an apple and pear kind of juice. Possibly just because it's so fruity and it's almost slightly aquatic. It's like a dewy, juicy pear and apple concoction with your honey as well, giving it a lot of sweetness. And jasmine in here as well, as I say. However, I don't really get much jasmine. I would say I get mostly a honeyed, juicy pear kind of thing. So it's really nice. I'm super happy that I have this little mini, because I will definitely use this. However, again, I'm just not sure if these two will be full bottle worthy for me. I'm just not sure at this point, but I do enjoy both of them. So that is Scandal à Paris and Original Scandal. I am so sorry if you can hear that background noise. It's been quiet all day today, literally, and the moment I start filming, they start outside. So I'm very, very sorry about that. I hope it's not too noticeable. Next up today is a perfume which I was really, really excited about. It's one that I mentioned in my wishlist video, and it is Jean Paul Gaultier Scandal by Night. So you guys, this fragrance is really, really nice. This was actually a perfume swap I did with a lovely subscriber. So this is a very, very rich, quite a different version of the original Scandal in my opinion. This one is smoother for sure. So this is like a smoother, creamier version of Scandal, the original Scandal. This one, it almost reminds me a little bit of Poison Girl. They're not like the same, of course, but it almost has a similar feeling to me that Poison Girl has. So obviously, you know, I love Poison Girl, so I do really, really like this one because it does have some similarities there. So I was really intrigued by this one because it has that tuberose note in here, which the original Scandal does not have. And I would say that because there's so much going on in the scent, you don't really directly get tuberose per se, but I'm guessing maybe it's the tuberose that's giving this fragrance an overall creamier texture. So I do think the tuberose is adding something really, really nice texture-wise. However, it's not something which I directly smell from the fragrance. This fragrance also has cherry notes in here. It has the honey, of course. This is just absolutely beautiful, you guys, and I was a little bit nervous at the fact that there is cherry in here because if it's too strong, I wouldn't really say that I'm like a huge fan of cherry, but I do think it's quite seamlessly blended in this fragrance. I can see how this would be too much for some people. It's a very, very strong fragrance, but I do prefer this one to the original Scandal. This fragrance also has extremely good performance, projection, everything like that. I absolutely love it. I also think the bottle is stunning. I love the little charm that you get on the 30ml, and I don't know what it is, you guys, but something about this reminds me of like an old-fashioned like potion or something like that. Maybe some sort of love potion or something like that. I don't quite know, but something about the look of this bottle really appeals to me as well, and I absolutely love it. Now, next up today is a fragrance which I had tested for a very long time. I've actually had a little decant of this fragrance for months, which I have tested on and off, and I've actually done a full review on this fragrance, but it wasn't until more recently that I actually fully appreciated the scent and fell in love with it properly, and that fragrance is Giorgio Armani My Way. I adore this fragrance, you guys. I have started to really, really enjoy the note of tuberose, and this fragrance is a very, very tuberose prominent scent. I love the opening, but I also equally adore the development of the scent and the dry down. So on the opening, there's some bergamot in the top notes, so that gives it a bright, almost like zestiness. So it has a bright, uplifting quality to it, almost like a slightly sparkling quality. And it's so beautiful, and it's also very smooth and creamy and quite bubblegummy and sweet, but then when it dries down on the skin several hours later, the bergamot and the kind of bright sparkly nature is dialed down a little bit and the base notes come through a bit more. So you have some vanilla and some cedarwood, I believe, in the base notes, and they kind of come through a little bit more towards the end of the fragrance. I just absolutely love this one. It's just so uplifting. It lifts my mood every single time I wear it. And something I've been really enjoying about this scent as well is kind of in the evenings when I've been doing my studying, and actually kind of recently, like a few weeks ago, I had an assignment deadline, so I was really working for hours on this assignment, and the whole time I was working on it, I'd actually been wearing my decant of this fragrance, and for some reason I just absolutely loved it for that scenario when I was doing my studying. I don't know why, it just it kind of comforted me while I was doing the work, but at the same time it kind of focused me. It just gave me all the good vibes when I was doing my studies, basically. So yeah, you guys, I just adore this one so much, and I think yes, I've heard it being described as boring, generic, all of these things. I've heard people mention those sort of descriptive words when talking about this particular fragrance, and What I think it is more than anything else, this is not a particularly complex scent and it's not particularly challenging, but to be honest with you, sometimes I just want to smell pretty, I just want to smell nice, clean, sweet, floral, you know, I just want to smell nice. This is a perfect fragrance to reach for in those kind of scenarios. I don't always want a really complex fragrance or a really strange, unique and different kind of smell. I don't always want that. In fact, quite often I just want to smell nice, and I think that this fragrance truly shines in that department. I actually don't think it's boring at all, and I don't think it's generic either actually. I just think it's a very simplistic kind of smell. The composition of the fragrance is not overly complex. It's simple, but it's effective in what it does, I think. I can see this being absolutely stunning in the spring and summer as well. So I'm so happy with this one, you guys. I absolutely love it. It's extremely pretty and feminine smelling, and I just think it is absolutely beautiful. So that is Giorgio Armani My Way. The next fragrance I picked up is Gucci Bloom. Now this is a fragrance which I have known about for quite a long time, but I've always sort of dismissed it, like I've never really been that interested in it until recently when I learned that this is a very prominent tuberose scent. Seeing as I'm really interested in that particular note, I thought I would look into this fragrance, and I found it on a really good deal on Notino, I believe it was, so I just ordered this as a blind buy, and it's really beautiful, you guys. I'm actually kind of surprised in a way that it doesn't smell anything like Armani My Way. I kind of expected them to smell somewhat similar, seeing as they both have a very prominent tuberose scent, or tuberose note rather. However, they are completely different, you guys. So the Armani My Way is a very bright, sparkling, slightly juicy, almost modern kind of tuberose scent. This one, however, is more powdery. It doesn't have any of those kind of sparkly elements to it. Like, this doesn't have any freshness whatsoever. This is a kind of deeper, slightly more mature version of a tuberose scent, I would say. And it's absolutely stunning, you guys. Oh my goodness. So if I remember correctly, there's only 3 notes that compose this scent. So there is obviously your tuberose, I think there's jasmine, and there is Rangoon creeper, which is a unusual type of flower, I think. So this fragrance is sweet, it's powdery, it's floral, and there's a tiny kick of fruitiness, and I've heard that that fruity kind of nature actually comes from the Rangoon creeper. Apparently that has a fruity nuance to it. As I say, it's slightly mature, but I don't mind that about it at all. I think it's absolutely gorgeous. It has this very refined, sophisticated and classy nature to it. It smells kind of clean, slightly soapy. It smells kind of green as well, actually. There's a green quality to this, but it's not too much in my opinion. I think it is a perfect feminine, floral, everyday kind of fragrance. Again, I've been really enjoying wearing this one while I study. I think it's a really nice kind of, it's almost slightly muted, if that makes sense. It's not overly sweet. It's not, for example, it's nothing like the same mood as say your Scandals. It's nothing like those really sweet fragrances. It's very different. This has more of a refined feel about it. To me, this fragrance reminds me of somebody who is just effortlessly elegant. They don't really have to try too hard, but they just always seem very put together. That's what this smells like to me. It's just beautiful. I think this will be absolutely perfect for just every day, like a grab and go type scent, which would be beautiful for any occasion. Also, I'm just loving the bottle as well. I think the bottle is really cute. So that is Gucci Bloom. Now the next fragrance I picked up was one which I've had my eye on for quite a long time actually. So I first smelled this, I would say maybe 2 years ago. Like, I smelled a tester in a shop quite a few years ago, and I knew I liked it. I'm not quite sure why I never actually picked it up. I'm not quite sure why that was, but anyway, I decided to pick it up now because it's sort of been at the back of my mind for like a very long time, and that fragrance is Dolce & Gabbana The Only One. So this is a beautiful, sweet, caramelly, fruity and coffee kind of fragrance. Oh my gosh, it's so good, you guys. There's a juicy kind of pear in here, Like I say, it's very fruity. I've seen this compared to Black Opium a few times, but I would say they're very, very different, you guys. This one is much fruitier and it has that caramel note, and Black Opium is less fruity. It doesn't have the caramel and it's more focused on like the coffee, the vanilla and the florals. So they're actually much more different than I thought they were going to be. I thought they were going to smell somewhat similar because they both have coffee and they're both quite sweet. But anyway, they're really, really different. I'm very glad that I have both now. This one is beautiful, I would say. I probably prefer my Black Opium over this one, but I still think that they're just different, you know, they're nice in different ways, and I think they will be nice for kind of different situations really, and I absolutely love this one. So that is Dolce & Gabbana The Only One. And the last fragrances I picked up were these beauties here, you guys. Oh my goodness. So as you already know, I am obsessed with Black Opium. I adore it so much. So I decided to treat myself to the limited edition, I think they call this the Babycat collector bottle. So this was the limited edition packaging which they released last year, 2020, for Christmas. And as soon as they released it, you guys, I saw it and I kind of fell in love with this red glittery leopard print bottle. There haven't been many of the limited edition bottles that they've done which have actually caught my eye like this one has. As soon as I saw this, I fell in love with it actually. But the other ones they've done have been really, really nice, but they haven't captured my heart the way that this one has. So I absolutely adore this. This is the Babycat Collector 2020 Black Opium bottle. This one here is the Black Opium Hair Mist. I've kind of decided that I want to purchase more fragrances from the Black Opium line just because of how much I adore the Black Opium scent itself. This one is really, really nice. It's a nice hair mist, however it's not as strong as I kind of hoped it would be. It is really, really nice. Like when I put it on, I can get whiffs of it and things like that, but it's really not as strong as I thought it was going to be. But on the whole, like I'm really not too fussed. I kind of just wanted it. Like I'm not too bothered about the strength of this one. I just kind of, I love the fact that I own a actual perfumed hair mist from Black Opium. I've never purchased a hair mist before. This is the first one I've ever bought. So this is it here. I really like the kind of different, the slightly different look of this bottle compared to the regular like Black Opium bottles. It's quite cute. So there we have it, you guys. Those are all of my new fragrances. I'm sure there's going to be more still to come. But I am still very much on a slow buy year. This is a slow buy because as I say, I sold like a bunch of my old ones, and I'm kind of rebuilding parts of my collection because it really, like I got rid of easily about 25, maybe even more than 25 bottles. So I am replenishing my collection in some ways. So these are the ones that I've bought so far. I do have more on my radar. I could maybe do another wish list video or something like that, I'm not sure. But there are definitely some more that I'm going to be buying, so I might do another haul video with them, or I might just start doing some other like interesting videos featuring them. I'm not quite sure at this point. But anyway, I really hope that you enjoyed my video. Let me know in the comments how your year is going with regards to buying fragrances. Have you purchased any more this year, or have you really cut back? Also, let me know if you have tried any of these ones that I mentioned and if you also love them. Thank you guys ever so much for watching. I truly appreciate it, and I'll see you on the next one. Take care, guys. Bye.